Hi, this is my video number 4. My name is Lupe Romero. I am 50 years old. I turned 50 January 11th of this year. February 11th, I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It has been an emotional roller coaster for myself and for my family. I work at Mission Hospital, and originally the doctors thought I had gallstones, and then after several tests, then we found that I had pancreatic cancer. So first it's like, yay, gallstones, no big thing, then pancreatic cancer, and then I have a good surgeon. He's a general surgeon. He's not a specialist in pancreatic cancers, but he's a good surgeon, and he's performed the Whipple procedure. So I had an attempted Whipple procedure. I had a 90% chance that it would be removed. But unfortunately it wasn't, because when my doctor went in, he found that my cancer has attached itself to a vein that goes straight to the heart. If he would have touched that vein, I most likely would have bled to death. And so then from there we were told, okay, now it's quality of life, so that's kind of emotional. And then I was told, no, well, after several sessions of chemo, then you can have a CT, you'll have a CT, and then there's a possibility of surgery. So then I had 7 sessions of the less aggressive cancer used for pancreatic, but after a CT, then that revealed there was no shrinkage. It didn't spread, so that was a good thing, but the fact that it didn't shrink, then so then my mom, my sister, my husband, and I were at the doctor's office, and then he told me that the chances of it shrinking were very slim, so it's back to quality of life. So again, emotional roller coaster, gallbladder, thought it was gallbladder, gallstones, and no gallstones, and pancreatic cancer, then the removal, and we're all excited, and we weren't able to have it removed. And then in the hospital I was told about quality of life, and then we left the hospital, and then that's when my mom, my sister, and I were again told that quality of life. But so then one of the radiologists that I work with encouraged me to go to UCLA, so I went to UCLA for a consult, and I went to the pancreatic clinic, and they're the specialist. So they do the Whipple procedure, but they can also do a bypass, which is it's very exciting, because then I've been on 6. I'm supposed to have a total of 6 sessions of the FOLFIRINOX. It's a more aggressive chemotherapy. It's 3 different types of chemo, normally used for colon cancer, but the combination of the 3 has a great result in shrinking pancreatic cancers. So I've done 4. Tomorrow I have another session, and then after tomorrow, 2 weeks later, I have my last session, and then I'll have a PET scan. And then the doctors at UCLA will, and my doctor, my oncologist, Dr. Miranda, they'll decide whether I'll be eligible for surgery or not. I'm trying not to get too excited, but I can't help it, because that's hope. Because with there's no cure for pancreatic cancer, and 85% of people diagnosed with pancreatic cancer don't survive. And so the only chance for us patients with pancreatic cancer is the Whipple procedure. And then it's more complicated with that, because then even if you have the Whipple, then there's still the risk of other things. But anyway, I'm very excited, but I still take one moment at a time, one step at a time. After 2 weeks after tomorrow, and then my doctor will schedule my PET scan, and then that will determine the next step. And so, but I guess I was thinking about a relative of ours like a month ago. It's a cousin of my husband's. Asked me 2 questions, and he said he just had to ask me, and he said one question was, have I changed with my experience, and the other one was I angry with God? Well, those 2 questions can be answered with one answer, and well, actually the answer is no, because I feel like I'm the same person that I was even before I got sick. And I am not mad at God, and why would I be mad at God? I've had so many blessings my whole life, and He has given me so much, so many tools that I can use now with what I'm going through. And so just the fact that I had symptoms is a miracle, because the majority of people with pancreatic cancer don't have symptoms. Pancreatic cancer is like the #1 aggressive killer or murderer of people. So most people go on about their lives not having major symptoms, because the symptoms of pancreatic cancer, I mean, they're not like symptoms that you think, oh yeah, I have pancreatic cancer. No, it's like you have, some of the symptoms are back pain, but most people have back pain. Tiredness, most people are tired a lot of times, and there are so many other illnesses that can cause those symptoms. But I was very fortunate because my cancer, not only is it attached to the vein that goes to the heart, but it caused a blockage from my biliary gland, one of the vessels that goes from the biliary to the liver, and so that caused a backup of this junk that went into my body. So I was very fortunate. I kept getting sick, and I just thought I kept getting the flu, maybe like the stomach flu, or working in a hospital, I just kept thinking it could be any type of flu. So I'm lucky that I had these symptoms, and then that's a miracle. So that's one of the reasons I'm not upset with God. Another reason is that, like I said, He gives you what you need before you even need it. And I've had wonderful parents. My father passed away on November 4th, 1999. So he's my guardian angel up in heaven. I had the attempted Whipple on the day of his birthday, so I know he was watching over me that day, and so there was a reason that I didn't have the cancer removed. Like I said, I could have died on that table, so my father was watching over me to make sure I didn't die on that table. And then I have my other guardian angel here on earth, which is my mother. She's amazing. I'm very fortunate to have had a father like I did, and I'm very fortunate to have a mother like I have. My mother is very strong. She's very involved with the Catholic Church. Being Christian is one of the best gifts that she has given all of us. She planted that seed when we were very young, and so I just feel very fortunate to be loved so much by my parents. And another wonderful thing that God gave me was my 2 brothers and my sister. My mother taught us that we are a unit. That's what I learned from her, is that there are 4 of us, but we're like a cube, and we are each part of this cube. We each have our side. You can flip that cube however you want, and each side is unique, but the cube forms a unit. So we're part of a unit. We're part of a whole. And when I first found out about my cancer, I called my two brothers. My sister wasn't around, but having my two brothers around, they're the first people that I called, and I needed them. I needed them by my side. And they were the first two people I told, and they came to the hospital, and they were there like these like these pillars, and they each gave me strength, their strength, and so I love them so much. My brother Jesse and my brother Tino, I love them dearly. And so when those two beams were there, and they give me strength to then tell my sons, I didn't want to tell my sons over the phone. I wanted to tell them personally. And so then they arrived at the hospital, and I told them. I didn't want to tell my mother over the phone. So then she arrived. My sister was in Vegas, so I didn't tell her till a few days later. And so at the hospital, when the unit was there with my mother, myself, my two brothers, and my sister, I felt very strong. And then there's another unit that I have, and it's my three sons, Louis, Richard, and Robert. My three sons are my rock, and they're like a triangle or diamond. You can turn them however you want this triangle, but they each have their sides, and each side is unique, but they are part of a unit. And so I'm very fortunate to have these wonderful people in my life. So I can't be angry at God. He's given me so much, and wonderful nieces and nephews, and wonderful grandkids, and so many people who love me and give me support. I'm very fortunate. And so, I can't be, I'm not angry at God. There's just, there's no way that I could be angry at God. Another tool that He has given me is, my mother always stressed to eat right. I'll always remember that. I've always have remembered. She always just really drove the importance of eating right. So I've always tried to eat right. People at work were shocked that I got sick because I always eat the right foods. And then my father, he always stressed exercise and walking. He loved to walk, and he would always tell me, Mija, just walk, walk, walk. And even the other day when I was walking, I could just like hear him in my ear just saying, Mija, keep walking, keep taking another step. And so in '99, I ran my first marathon. I'm very fortunate that my father was there at the finish line with my mother, my sister, and my niece, Virginia. And so the tools that God gave me by running this marathon is the endurance. I learned so much by running 10 marathons, actually, that that experience has just taught me so much, and it's just helped me deal with this whole thing, because I always think, what mile am I at, and so right now I feel like I'm at mile 23, getting closer to 24, 25, and God willing, if I have my surgery in maybe September, that'll be the 26.2 miles, because being in surgery and everything that goes along with it, and that'll be the hardest part of my marathon. And but I know I'll cross my finish line. And so I can't be mad at God. And another wonderful person that God gave me is my husband. We've been through hell and back in our relationship. We've been together for 36 years. I'm 50, so and we had our first son when I was 16. And so we've been together forever. We were very young, but we've been together forever. My husband has very advanced liver disease. After my dad died, months later, we found out that my husband was very ill. So in '99, they told me to treat my husband as a terminally ill patient, because he only had 3 years to live at the most. And here he is, years later. And through the years, I've almost lost him 4 times. and working at Mission Hospital, they saved his life at Mission Hospital. I know for a fact that if he'd been anywhere else, he would not have survived. Mission Hospital has a trauma team, and they saved his life. So God kept him around for a reason, because my husband has been such an important person in my life. He takes really good care of me. I have all these people who love me, and they're all around me, but everybody has their lives. Everybody has things that they have to do. My husband, when I was in the hospital for the attempted Whipple, and I was there for 2 weeks. He was there. He slept at the hospital. He stayed by my side. He was a wonderful nurse. Even the nurses complimented on how easy he made their lives. But as soon as I needed to get up, he'd jump out of bed and he'd put my slippers on my feet. He always kept my slippers in a bag, my socks in a bag and my slippers, and then he just would pull that bag out and throw my slippers on, and unplug the machines and rush me to the bathroom. Or if I needed to walk, he'd walk me. It just was amazing. He's been amazing, and he takes really good care of me, and he has made this experience easier, because since he's been so sick for so many years, he and I have the same symptoms, so he helps me a lot with what to eat, with my exercise, and he keeps an eye on me, because I sure have not lost my appetite. I mean, I can eat and eat, but I'm supposed to kind of like graze throughout the day. I'm supposed to eat small meals throughout the day. I can't handle big meals anymore, and he knows that, and because he experiences that himself. So he's constantly on my case about what to eat or not to eat, and I cannot even imagine going through this without him. So how can I be mad at God? I mean, he has kept my husband around all these years for me, and my husband is very sick. We just went to UCLA the other day, and actually a couple weeks ago, and they're going to finally put in an application for him to be evaluated to see if he qualifies for a new liver. So he doesn't feel well, but we both walk. We walk 3 miles. We try to walk. He walks every day. Since I've gone back to work, I don't walk as much, but we definitely walk. I definitely walk 4 days out of the week, and then we like to take a nice, if there's a nice hill behind our house, and it has a really nice incline, well, several inclines, and so I try to do that once a week, and that's very, very important. And so I can't be angry. I mean, I'm not angry at God, and I feel very blessed and very fortunate. Another reason that I am not angry at God is that my symptoms that I'm having now with my chemotherapy, I'm tolerating it so well, and I know that not too many people have this experience. I've run across several people where chemo just knocks them off their feet, and it's really hard. And when I first started this aggressive chemo, I was told that I was going to get really sick. I was going to have vomiting and diarrhea and dizziness, and I was going to get very skinny, and within a week that I was going to lose all my hair. So the first day of my aggressive chemo, I made an appointment and I got my hair cut short, and as you can see, I still have my hair. So and I don't take that for granted. I thank God every single day that and I've even been able to go back to work, and I've talked to so many people because I'm very open about my cancer, and daily I run into people and I share my experience, and then they share their experience, or they tell me about loved ones that they've lost, and they tell me how the chemo is really took a toll on them. I don't know what my future will bring. If maybe I'll need more radiation, maybe I'll need more chemo, maybe I will get sick, but I thank God for this moment, and for this experience that I've had. And so and I guess I'm just very thankful. And so now my mission is to tell people about pancreatic cancer. I just feel like we're all special, yet we're not special, and we're all part of this, of something bigger and larger than us. With me, if you've ever driven by the desert, like we drove, the first time I saw the desert was heading towards Illinois, from California to Illinois, and the desert was beautiful, and you could see the sparkling all over, for miles. And so I feel that I am a little granule of salt, sand from the desert, and I'm a very small part of that desert, but my part in this big picture is as important as every other little granule of sand. And so because if you start removing all those granules of sand, then you have no desert. You don't have that beauty, that big mass of beautiful sand. And so but I feel like I'm this little piece of sand, but because there have been so many people before us and so many people will come after us, but I'm only responsible for my life, for my moment in this life. And I guess God has chosen me to make people aware of pancreatic cancer, and so I'm very open about it, and I just feel honored because so many people have come to me, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like I give people hope. So that makes me feel good. And when I talk openly about my cancer, then it allows other people to talk about their cancer. And so I'm going to educate myself and find out as much as I can. I know there's a great resource, and it's pancan.org. And there's also the UCLA website, City of Hope website. And like I said, I know pancreatic cancer is very aggressive, and I don't like the commercial. I've only seen one commercial, and because I guess in November is National Pancreatic Month, and there's going to be a race, but I don't like the commercial, because the commercial starts off with, oh, my mother died of pancreatic cancer, my grandmother died of pancreatic cancer, and it's these people just naming all these people who died, and you don't have like one survivor. Well, I want to be the survivor, and one of those survivors. I want to be in that commercial, and I want to be in the commercial with other people to give people hope, because that commercial that I saw was pretty depressing. So that's one thing I've got to change, is that darn commercial. But so anyway, I guess these videos are therapy for me, and I just was thinking about the question that I was asked, if I had changed. And I think that he meant, when he asked if I had changed, I think that he meant that like a lot of times people don't believe in God, and when things go wrong, then they they pray and pull all the saints and God, and do all this stuff. But no, I've been in love with Jesus for years. My relationship with God has become very strong, and it's been very strong for many years. So no, this experience didn't all of a sudden change me. I found out I had pancreatic cancer, and it's like, okay, what's the next thing? And like I said, it's been a roller coaster, but we have our ups and downs, but I'm constantly looking for the next step. I don't like to get stuck. I hate being stuck. So I like to know what the next step is, good or bad. I just need to know, what's ahead of me. But so anyway, I'm gonna log off now, and stay strong, stay positive, smile, and try to look your best, because that makes a difference. I just dyed my hair over the weekend. I'm not ready to let my hair go gray yet. I will when I'm in my 70s, but not right now. And so, I had to stay active and stay busy, whether you have cancer or not. It just, you might be depressed, you might have another illness, you might be just stuck in a funk, and life's too short. I had an awesome weekend. I went to another birthday party, my sister-in-law's little granddaughter's birthday party, and my son Robert came back from China on Saturday, so I got to see him, and it was so nice to see him, give him a hug, and I just love him so much. And then I was able to see my son Richard and his wife Christina, and my grandkids Daniel, Vanessa, and Crystal, and I saw my mom and my beautiful mom with her big blue eyes, and I saw my niece Veronica and her husband Joe and Brianna and their little boy Sean. And so that was Saturday. Then Sunday, my brother Tino and Bertha came over. In the morning, my husband and I took our 3-mile walk, and then I came and I gave our big dog a bath. He's half lab, half German Shepherd, and I washed his blankets, and then I washed my clothes, and I did a lot of gardening. I had a lot of plants that needed to be potted, so I did that. I stayed very busy. Then finally in the evening I took my shower and relaxed, plus I did my laundry, but I stayed very busy. So I'm very fortunate that I'm able to do that stuff, because I knew I had to work today, and then plus I have my chemo tomorrow. So I think it's very important to, if you can, some people can't stay busy, but again, even if you're not sick, I mean, it's important to stay on a routine and do the things that you can do, and keep moving forward, keep plucking away. Don't let things back up, because then it becomes overwhelming. It could be the simplest thing, but if you let things just pile up, and then it's overwhelming. So if you're having to deal with something and then you have all this junk, and I think that makes it worse. So my patio was kind of like beginning to look a little my husband's a little bit of a hoarder, but so I focused a lot on my patio, and it's back to looking decent. And I'm sitting on my swing right now in my backyard, and in front of me I have beautiful flowers, and to the sides of me I have beautiful flowers. Let me see if I can show you. Wrong side. This side. But so I have just like this these beautiful flowers, and thanks to my sister and my husband, it makes me very peaceful. And my brother Tino and my sister-in-law Bertha, they went to the Orange County Fair, and they brought me, I love hummingbirds, and so they brought me this little red hummingbird, and my brother came and he hung that up in my patio, and I love that bird. I love looking at that, especially because it reminds me of my brother Tino. I love him so much. And I also got to see my niece Norma this weekend too. But anyway, stay positive, stay strong in your faith. I just don't even know where I would be if I didn't have my faith. I mean, to me, God comes first over anything, and when you fall in love with God, you find this overwhelming peace. And then it's like, for me, it's like when I fell in love with God, it's like something turned inside out, and then it's just like all this love, it just radiated out to my family, and I love my family more. When my relationship became very strong with God, like maybe I would say 18 years ago, that's when my life changed. I've always loved God. I just kept pushing to the side. I kept pushing him to the side, and I kept leaving him for later. But when I realized that he's always been with me, and when I opened up my heart to him, and I trust him, and I've let him guide me, and then my life changed. Still the same problems, I just handle them differently. So no, I'm not angry with God. I feel very fortunate that I have an awesome relationship with him, and he gives me what I need when I need it, and he always sends me little guardian angels. I mean, I just can name, even today, I mean, there were several people, and this other coworker shared her experience with me, and we were both in the bathroom crying and hugging each other, and I thank God. And there was another coworker that she doesn't have cancer, but is experiencing horrible chronic back pain, and pain is no fun. I mean, like, after my Whipple procedure, yeah, pain is no fun. But see, and that even taught me, because I have been a healthy person like my whole life. When I was a child, I was sick, so I guess I've always been a miracle. But so I've been fairly healthy. So to be sick, that sick, and then have had a surgery like that, that was really new to me. So I remember when I got to the point where I can tie my own shoes, I was like, yay! But anyway, I won't babble on. I love you. God loves you. Stay strong. Stay positive. No matter what you're going through. If you feel like you're down, depressed, or whatever, just stay positive and surround yourself with positive people. Okay, love you. Talk to you later.